Hey there, NBA fans! The Los Angeles Clippers just made a big move by acquiring Russell Westbrook from the Lakers. But what does this mean for the team and its playoff hopes? In this video, we're going to break down what Russ brings to the table and whether or not he's the missing piece that the Clippers need to finally make a championship run. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into what Russell Westbrook means to the LA Clippers. Russell Westbrook is allegedly close to negotiating a buyout agreement with the Utah Jazz and wants to join the Los Angeles Clippers. Yet, because he is Russell Westbrook, I had to abandon my hasty observations. Now, I have no idea whether Russ will start, how many minutes he will receive, or what Ty Lue's actual plan will be with Russ, so I'm sort of just speculating with this video. I still get glimpses of that series against Denver whenever I watch the Clippers now. Like when things start to get out of hand and the advantage begins to shrink, forcing Kawhi and PG to play ISO your turn, my turn basketball, and making the necessity for a point guard even more obvious. Also, Kawhi and PG, who don't exactly have dominant personalities, kind of existentially go through the motions. I still see the illustration. A few weeks ago, they were winning against Milwaukee for the entirety of the game when they suddenly collapsed in the fourth quarter, losing both of their key players. They faced the Knicks in the next game and, damn it, they behaved the same way. Fortunately, they win in OT. They repeat the process when they face Dallas sans Luka Doncic and Kyrie's debut. You get nothing from Kawhi in the third round. They just don't have a leader to sort of give them that spark, and I just feel like I see too much of that for that squad. No, Russell Westbrook won't save your life, but he can give you a small boost when things get tough. While he is undoubtedly a great talent, it seems like the team kind of follows Paul George in important situations when the game isn't focused on a particular shot. Russ, the same thing. He's going to be first team with all energy, for better or worse, and I think they could use that. Another plus, given what the Lakers sacrificed to get them in, we are aware of how disastrous Russ was with the team, and they were unable to surround that calm with suitable players. Even if it was already a bad fit, it will become worse if more components are lost. This fits the bill much better. Russell Westbrook's acquisition by the Lakers was never justified. He is an offensive facilitator and a point guard who controls the ball well. Taking Russ out of that position just served to highlight how inadequate his half-court skill set had always been for the Lakers. But now that they have some kind of floor general, the Clippers, a club that sorely needs that, are better off. I anticipated John Wall would be the one. We all did. But his defensive performance is so terrible that a championship team could not play him. Even though he's probably on his way out of the league, with him this season, if you want to show how horrible of a signing John Wall truly was for that club, they were 15-19 when he didn't play. They stood at 18-9. Nevertheless, take a look at this plus-minus. He indeed played many of his games without Kawhi or PG. While he wasn't on the floor, they were much better. At this point in his career, Russ is a much superior defender. They both have fairly bad shooting skills, but at least while driving, Russ is much more explosive and can give their shooters a little more room. At this stage of his career, I think and hope that Russ is best at driving to the basket and either completing or drawing a foul. This may not be the ideal strategy since he is no longer the best free throw shooter, but that is relevant. To me, they had an underestimated connection when they sent an alley-oop to AD or when they created an open look for one of his shots. Comparing the Lakers' star players to the Clippers on catch-and-shoot threes is instructive. It's like night and day, just what Russ offers. So that makes a lot of sense on paper. Let's move on to the drawbacks. Russ is one fierce alpha. I warned you it would come up again, but at this stage in his career, that particular quality is a double-edged sword. I still hold my claim that Russ is one of, if not the most naive athlete I've ever seen in my personal life. Thus, I don't believe he'll be humbled by the Clippers. I mean, I just got bought out as a former MVP, and I'm on my 5th club in 5 years. But I don't believe it's in Russ's genes to see the writing on the wall that fast. He isn't made that way. Russ is an arrogant athlete, and I think he enters the game believing that we have now established a new big three in the West. With me, Paul George had his greatest season. 3 times I averaged a triple-double with this player, and we just acquired Kawhi Leonard, a 2-time Finals MVP. Let's start the process. Not upset with him for that. That's what characterized Russ as Russ, but it could be challenging for the Clippers this season in the long run. Russ, who is an extremely proud athlete who wears his success on his sleeve, doesn't always take constructive criticism well. Frank Vogel was too friendly to him last year, in my opinion, and Russ didn't quite get it, so he gave him a little bashing as he left. It didn't appeal to me. He deserves praise this season for joining Darvin Ham on the bench. While he accepted Darvin's decision to bench him and use him as a sixth man, the transition wasn't always easy at the beginning of the season. He reportedly injured his hamstring during the preseason because he was playing off the bench and said he wasn't accustomed to not starting. During the season, when Russ wasn't playing, he wouldn't be on the bench. Instead, he would be warming up on the bike. You could still sort of sense Russ's unhappiness at not playing when he probably felt like he should have been playing, because I don't even know how you sub in and out fast if he's on the bike. All of it is included in the Russ package. Ty Lue has coached some narcissistic players, mostly Kyrie and LeBron, so he's been there before. Fortunately for the Clippers. But he hasn't had to bench them and make ego-crushing decisions as he'll probably have to with Russ. I want to see how that goes. Another little potential drawback for that squad in the end. For me, the playoffs are all about how many defensive stops you can get and who has the most guys capable of coming up with their shots. Saying that Kawhi and PG will focus and show off their offensive bag when things get heated in the playoffs. When that occurs and they share the floor with Russ doing that, I'm interested in seeing how the offensive space will look because Russ's defender won't be treating him as a perimeter shooter. It may also be a little intriguing. In conclusion, Ty Lue will continue to collect his paychecks from these recent months. Because they lost Reggie Jackson and John Wall, they won't have any kind of point guard. Therefore, Russ will likely play a significant amount of minutes. But the Clippers didn't lose anything by acquiring Russ. They don't owe him anything since they're not paying him anything. And because the club is stacked, Ty Lue can be more inventive with his lineups than Darvin Ham or Frank Vogel could be. The good news is that these are only my brief observations on this action. Comment below and let me know your thoughts on this decision. I believe it to be a low-risk, perhaps minor big return strategy. The Clippers aren't going to accomplish anything, in my opinion, if Russell Westbrook is your floor general. We hope you enjoyed it and gained some new insights into this exciting NBA trade. Now, we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this move? Do you think Russell Westbrook will help the Clippers make a deep playoff run? Or do you have some concerns about how he will fit in with the team? Let us know in the comments section below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more NBA content and analysis. Until next time, keep following your favorite teams and players, and we'll see you in the next video. Until then, peace.